1, 2, 3. I am going to Disneyland. Not my husband, not my son. This is not a family trip. This is a girls' trip. We're all moms. We are ditching the kids and we are going to Disneyland. I know the day I take my son to Disneyland for the first time will be such a fun experience. Like, experiencing Disneyland through his eyes is gonna be so much fun. But this weekend is for me. Me. Like, I deserve this trip. Like, after getting over that like 3-week cold and then having to plan a birthday party, like, I deserve this girls trip. Now, I know, sitting at a resort, relaxing for the weekend, sipping on skinny margaritas sounds like an ideal vacation, especially for moms. But I don't know, all of us just want to go have fun. Like, I think we just all want to let our inner child out and just like be free. I just feel like I'm going with the best people for a trip like this. So I'm excited. I am so excited to go on this trip. One of the moms in our group texted and asked us what our favorite snack is, our favorite drink, and our favorite candy. And I thought, okay, there was no context behind that at all. It seemed really random, but then, you know, me knowing that gift giving is my love language when it comes with my friends, I thought, wow, if she is putting together a little cute goodie bag for our road trip, I was like, that's a really good idea. So I took it upon myself to get these cute little toiletry bags, and I'm gonna fill it with like things that you would need on a road trip. So those came in today, and then I do want to hit up Sephora at some point. If I can't do it today, I'm gonna have to do it later in the week. But I want to hit up Sephora because I want to get a couple of things for those toiletry bags. The toiletry bags did arrive in the mail today, so I'm gonna unbox that as well. And then I also got my outfits. Well, I shouldn't say outfits, but I got some new shirts that are Disney-esque. I don't think they're actual branded Disney shirts. Those also came in today. I will unbox that for you guys as well. In terms of the schedule for this week, it's pretty chill. So this week I'm just relaxing. Like, we're just doing our usual stuff, like going to story time. We have a couple of play dates planned. The goal this week is to just pack for Disneyland. I'm only packing for myself. I'm gonna set up my planner for this week. I really want to finish the book that I started last week. It's called Normal People, I think by Sally Rooney. It's a really good book. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I just don't have the words yet to formulate how I feel about this book, but it's good things. I have about 50 pages left, but the goal is to finish it tonight so I can finally start on the books that I wanted to read for October. So hopefully I can do that tonight. And then, yeah, as I said, this week is a pretty chill week. I can't get over how cute these are. These are adorable. Like, and it's so spacious. This is a size small. And it's perfect for a girls trip like this. Like the little toiletry bags that I'm putting together, it's very similar to, I would say, like one of those like bachelorette party kits, like where you put like Advil, just like essentials, like things that people would need on a girls trip. So I mean, I'm gonna put some like other cute stuff in here. You guys will see later whenever I do that. But I can't believe how cute these are. These are really, really pretty and really great quality. These shirts are from this company called Adelaide Ford? Adelaide Ford, something like that. This one is like in an ivory color with baby blue lettering, and it says Waltz Club. So cute and simple. I'm thinking that I'm gonna wear this on Friday when we're walking around downtown Disney, and I'm gonna pair it with a pair of leggings that I have that are, I'm pretty sure, this exact shade of blue. It's such a casual, cute outfit. I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna be wearing ears. We'll see. I think if my sister has some ears that go with this shirt, then I'll wear it. But as of right now, I think I'm just gonna wear this, leggings, some like high socks, and sneakers. The next shirt that I'm wearing, this is for the day at the park. I got a size medium to ensure that it would cover my butt, because the skirt that I'm wearing with this, it's a little cheeky. It's a lace skirt, but it's cheeky, and I don't think showing my butt cheeks is appropriate for Disneyland. Wearing an oversized shirt with it, plus my Sambas, such a cute outfit idea. Since Disneyland is currently decked out in Halloween decor, I wanted to stick with, I don't know, Halloween theme, like a dark theme, which is why my outfit for Saturday is all black. Last thing before I head out, I'm not entirely sure what this vlog is gonna be like, if it's gonna be cozy or if it's gonna be more on the go, like traditional vlogging, but we'll see. It may be a combination of both. I'm pretty much packed and ready to go. I'm feeling a little unsure. I think I'm just so used to packing for pretty much the whole family that it just feels like there's something missing. Like I'm missing something. But I think I've got everything. I've got my outfits, underwear, socks. This is the bag that I'm gonna be using for pretty much the entire trip. I haven't used this in so many years. It's so cute. I forget how cute this bag is. Brought like a shoulder bag in case this backpack gets a little, I don't know, annoying. But from what I remember, this is a pretty comfortable bag to travel with. I woke up bright and early to pack the survival kits. I can't wait for them to see this. I'm trying to think, would the best time be to give it to them when we're at the hotel or when we're also receiving our road trip bags? I'll just go with the flow, see what happens. I'm just gonna pack these in this tote bag. I ended up using packing cubes. I normally don't use packing cubes when I'm packing for just a weekend trip, but I don't know, it does help like condense the clothes so that I have just a little bit more space. I wouldn't say it makes a drastic difference, but I feel like if you have like little cases like this to pop in there, my journal, it does help with that. Last thing that I need to pop into my bag is my toiletry bag, which it's huge. I feel like even when I try to minimize what I'm packing, it just still comes out as so much. I even took out my shampoo and conditioner because I'm like, wait, there's 3 other girls going on this trip. Like one of them has to have shampoo and conditioner for me. And usually the hotel comes with stuff like that, so.
Oh my gosh,
Crystal!
Nice to meet you.
Yes! So cute!
Thank you.
This is so cute.
Because I saw that you were coming, like bringing us that, I was like,
What?
I wonder you have survival kit?
Oh my god! This is so much
What?
What do you have? So cute!
Survival kits.
I love
Like,
it.
you know how like bachelorette parties,
Yes.
how like
The
put,
hangover.
like,
Yes.
Oh my goodness!
There we go.
This
Yes.
is so sweet.
I wasn't quite sure what kind of vlog this week would turn into. Would it be a full-on travel vlog or a casual on the go? Well, turns out I'm just not that kind of vlogger. Trying to capture every single moment on camera can just take you out of the experience. I feel like if I spent all day stressing over footage, I wouldn't have been in the moment. You know what I mean? So instead, I'm gonna share the highlights of my trip. I thought I'd bring the trip to you the best way I know how, and that is through my journal. Enter the Hobonichi A6 Original Techo. It's a daily journal where I log all my thoughts and adventures daily. It has this unique 2-column layout. One is for daily journaling and the other is, I was calling it commonplacing, but really it's just random thoughts. It's a random thought dumping ground. I jot down memorable quotes, book reviews, book notes, or even a quick memory like my trip to Disneyland. It's my catch-all for anything that crosses my mind or piques my interest. I would love to do this every year so that I have a dedicated catch-all. When you last saw me in the vlog regarding the trip, I was giving the girls their survival kits. I loved that Crystal, she was the one who put together our spooky bags for the drive, came up with the original idea. It was so sweet and thoughtful, an absolute hit. It went well with the survival kit I put together, and the survival kit turned out to be better than a cute Pinterest idea. Like, it was very, very useful. At some point, my sister spilled a red Powerade on her sweater, and guess what? The stain remover from the kit saved the day. I'm telling you, goodie bags and survival kits should be a standard for any trip. The drive to California was surprisingly chill. We talked nonstop, which made the time fly by. We stopped for lunch, we took our time, and right before we hit the hotel, we listened to a true crime podcast because who doesn't love a little suspense to spice up a road trip? We made it to the hotel, I feel like, at a reasonable time, but then cue the drama. Our room was right by the elevator, which I just feel like if you're on a girls' trip, we're a group of petite women, the idea that our room is right by the elevator felt like a security risk. Like, you don't want people seeing exactly what room you're going into, right? So we asked to switch rooms, only to get into a room that looked like someone had half-heartedly cleaned it. We were going back and forth with the idea, okay, should we not? Are we overreacting? We just asked to switch rooms. Ultimately, we asked for another room. I remember the last time this happened to me, I was in San Diego last year, and the room we were staying in wasn't very clean. We didn't say anything, but the longer we spent time in our room, I realized, I don't think they deep cleaned this room. I wish at the time I had said something and just asked for a new room. I'm glad this time around we said something. It's important to, especially as women, just practice on asking for what we want and not feeling like a burden. When we first planned this trip, it was maybe a month to a month and a half ago, which by Disneyland standards is last minute. Let me tell you, it is impossible to get a reservation anywhere at Disneyland a month out. And not just that, but downtown Disney too. It was insane to see how packed downtown Disney was on a Friday night. It's like, it's a thing. Like, people go there to hang out, shop, drink casually at the bars, maybe watch a game. It's not just for people going to the parks. It's like its own little universe. And the food. Oh my gosh, can we talk about the food? When I lived in LA and visited Disneyland more often, I didn't venture beyond the basics. I feel like I ate the same stuff out of convenience. But this time, one of our friends on this trip is a Disney influencer. And let me tell you, she was a godsend. She knew everything, what foods were in season, what rides to hit up. I got to try a strawberry churro in downtown Disney, which is a downtown Disney exclusive snack, and a cold brew. It's the cold brew black coffee from the docking bay. I think that's the name of the restaurant. It's in the Star Wars area. That cold brew was to die for. Like, it was so good and easy to drink. Like, especially if you're not a big like cold brew coffee person, you would most definitely like this drink because it's sweet, light, and airy. It was topped with, I think, Cocoa Puffs. It was delicious. It was delicious. I could have easily had another one, and I was very tempted in getting another one. I think one of the girls on the trip got a second one at some point. Honestly, I don't think I've ever enjoyed food at Disneyland as much as I did on this trip. Now, if I could change anything about this trip, it's that we didn't have 2 days in the park. Although I have to give us credit, we did so much. We got on so many rides, but low key, I missed out on trying a few more seasonal treats. I wanted to try the Oogie Boogie apple lemonade, the California roll sandwich. There was a spicy meats pizza and a candy corn float, which honestly, I was just curious in how that tastes because I know I'm in the minority here, but I do like candy corn. So candy corn as a float, I don't know, that sounds really interesting and super sweet. There were definitely a lot more things I wanted to try. We just didn't have the time. It's almost as if there's this balance you have to strike. Like, you got to make sure you eat a big meal, make sure the meal isn't too close to the ride. I need enough time to digest. And then I feel like we didn't get onto our first ride until it was either 11:30 or 1:30. But still, we got to the park, like we left for the park around like 8:30 to 9 a.m. So we were at the park for a couple of hours before we got on our first ride. Thankfully, we had the Genie Pass, which made planning much easier so that we could do the most with our time, but it's still a juggling act. Oh, and speaking of rides, I usually get motion sickness, but this time I took Dramamine, which it was magic. Like, no nausea the entire day. I have to remember to do this the next time I'm at an amusement park because I'm normally the like party pooper. I'm instantly sick after one ride, and I'm usually the one telling the group, I can't go on this because it'll make me sick. But the Dramamine really did help. I even conquered, I wouldn't say my fear, but I swore years ago that I'd never ride Space Mountain again because it gave me whiplash. I swear at that time when I was on the ride, it was pitch black. Like, there wasn't any light. You couldn't tell which direction you were going in. But this time it was like flying through a galaxy with stars lighting up the way. I could brace myself before the turns instead of being blindsided by the pitch black. It was amazing. This is the photo here. And I don't know, I feel like we look so funny. So funny. I mean, this was the very last ride, so I feel like it was close to midnight by the time we got on that ride. And then there was the Rise of the Resistance. Wow. My sister had never been on it. As many times as she's been to Disneyland, she just never got the chance to, so we made it a priority. It's like stepping onto a movie set. Like, the attention to detail is unreal. It's really the experience, and then the ride is just a bonus. And the ride itself is so smooth because it's trackless. My sister's last attempt to ride it was when my niece was just like half an inch shy of the height requirement. When they went through the first check-in, that person said that my niece was fine to go. When they made it to the second check-in, that person said, no, she's too short, and they had to go back. They could not get on the ride. So this time she made it. Watching her experience it for the first time was priceless. Speaking of first, Disneyland had so much new stuff since my last visit. And let me tell you, it just blew my mind. I loved seeing the new stuff. Like I finally got to check out Avengers Campus and San Fran Tokyo, which is such a cool mix of San Francisco and Tokyo. It was like, it just felt like stepping into a different world. Everything. I just feel like Disneyland, they pay attention to the details. I am a little regretful that I didn't get this Baymax blanket for Shelby. My justification for not buying it is that he hasn't even watched the movie. He's not even familiar with the character. I think more so I liked the blanket because it was minimal. It was just all white with Baymax's eyes. Let me drop a few quick Disneyland tips for you. First up, if you're planning to ride Radiator Springs Racers, do yourself a favor and ride it at night. The whole vibe is on another level. The lighting, the cool California breeze, the way everything just glows, it's pure magic. Trust me, it's a totally different experience than during the day. For Indiana Jones, the back row is where the action's at. You'll be tossed around like you're part of the adventure. I felt so silly on that ride. It's wild. If you sit in the front, you're just missing out on that extra thrill of getting slung around. Last but not least, don't waste time standing in line for food. Use the Disney app and just order ahead. There are certain spots where the wait can be a couple of hours. So putting in your order, hopping on a ride, and then grabbing your food when it's ready, a total game changer. We barely spent time waiting around between the Genie Pass and the app. But honestly, what made this trip unforgettable were the belly laughs, the inside jokes, and the all-around positive vibes from the group. There were a handful of times, whether we bumped into like an unpleasant person or even just dealing with the hotel room, the fact that Disneyland is jam-packed. Like, we didn't let anything negative that was happening in our environment affect the group. Like, everyone was just in such a good mood. And I feel like that is something that we sometimes take for granted when we're traveling with friends. Like, everybody was just having a good time. Everyone was having a blast. And the fact that we're all moms, we all can relate. At the end of the day, we knew that we were moms, just taking a break from being moms and letting our inner child out. It was such a blast. Like, I left with some really good memories. I really hope we get to do it again someday. Maybe next time we'll even bring the kids.